Hi, it's Denis Knight with Golf Traveler. Today I'm playing my home course at Horton Smith. I just realized I've never videoed it. It's hard to believe. I play it all the time. There's the clubhouse down there in the distance in the parking lot. That's the tee box for one, and then one is here to my left, the green. One of the things that this green will show you about Horton is that it's one of these kind of courses you have to play up to the green. So this is a par 5 green, and it's tiny, as you can see, and it doesn't hold very well. So the trick at Horton is to play up to the green, so to speak. So you always want to kind of cut your club back about a half. Now Dennis, my neighbor, is the gentleman I'm playing with today. He's there on the tee box. This is hole 2, and I'm going to swing around here and let you see the fairway. Down there is a sand trap on the right, and the green is just to the left of that. So again, one of the beauties of Horton Smith is its layout. One hole goes into the next hole, goes to the next. So I always walk it. It's a great exercise. It's a nice little municipal. You just have to kind of play it because, like I said, the greens don't hold very well, so you have to be a little tender as you approach them. But again, this is hole 2. We're about to tee off. And there's the green for 2. And then you just simply walk up here. Like I said, it's very friendly to walk. Now, this is hole 3 is a par 3. And it's only, it's about 153 or so, but it's a domed small green, and it's really difficult to get anything to hold on the screen. So I usually elevate an 8, but I've already hit, and I'm just off to the left there. But again, this is hole 3, par 3 at Horton Smith. Now hole 4 is a par 4, and it's a little uphill. You got a tree on the right, can be a problem. Left, the grass is a little high. So you need to get out there around that. And then the hole is actually, you see that house up there. It's up there kind of by that house. There's a little sand trap right by that house. So that's hole 4. It's a par 4 uphill. Can be tricky, but it's a fairly basic hole. Hole 5 is a par 4, and it's a little downhill, so it's a good opportunity to par, or and there's a little bit of a gully way down there. You try to get as close to that on your drive as you can, pitch up and see what happens. The tee boxes for 6 are just to the left up there. You can't quite make them out. They're up on that hill. And the green for it's a par 3. And it sits right over in those trees on the other side. You can't quite make it out. So when we get over there, I'll show it to you. But no, that's hole 6. This is hole 5 here. It's a par 4. Here's the green for hole 5. And again, a fairly large green. It's just, it doesn't hold a lot. That one's got a little bit of a drop in it. So can be a tricky green, but coming down that hill helps. Okay, now this is a par 3, and it runs, again, not a lot of obstacles, although the tree on the right can be a problem, and the bank in the far hill limits, any overshooting. But this is number 6. It's a par 3. It runs about 150-ish, right at 151 or so, right at that neighborhood. No wind today. And there's the green for 5. Fairly good sized green for this course. Most of the greens are pretty small. Some are small and domed, which makes for interesting. Now this is 7, and I think the hardest hole. It's tree lined all along the road over there. It's tree lined all along the right up here, and you can see the fairway climbs upward, and it's fairly narrow. And then the green that's up on top of the hill is small and domed. So it's, has nothing going for it that's going to make it an easy hole. So, all right, we'll get started on it. Now, hole 8's a par 3, and that's the tee box down there. And there's the green in front of us. I was lucky enough to land, so I'm going to be putting for a birdie. But this hole can be tricky because you got sand on either side there in the front. You got the road on your left as you're putting up this away. So it can be a tricky hole. And if we spin around, you can see down through there is where the ninth hole is. It's down through there. You can see the green in the far distance. So let's finish up here on 8 and we'll get to 9. Now hole 9 finishes up on that far end of the parking lot over there. So you have to walk across the parking lot here. There's the clubhouse. And this is the tee box for 10. And it's it's a fairly long par 3. I mean, it's about 145-ish, 148. And it's got a fairly good sized green. So this is one of those, if you can get on the green, you have a chance to birdie or par, possibly birdie. Now, hole 11 starts with his tee boxes up on that hill and comes down this hill. And so we like to lay it out in this area here and then come on down the hill and try to get over this little gravel pit in 2. And we're both just barely over. But there's the green. So, you know, it's usually not too awfully hard to hit from the top of this hill. I kind of undershot. I hit my 52 and it was a little less than what I needed. And then just right next to it is the next hole. So again, really efficient layout for Horton Smith. Now hole 12 is a par 3, about 115 or so, 112. It's not too bad, but the green is small and it's pretty slanted. And it's down in that lower corner, which kind of makes it for putting a little tough, as you can see. But it's easy to get over into that fenced area, and then there's sand on the right. So, narrow landing area. Now, hole 13 is a par 5. It's one of the longer holes. The road's on our left. See that telephone pole up there? The green is right in through there. It's kind of a narrow passage as you get up there. Sand's on the left. So we're going to get out here on the fairway and see if we can get a better shot for a second shot. As you finish the par 5, 13th, there's kind of a restroom, and then you swing around here, and here is 14. 14 goes down and dogs slightly to the right down there. The green's way down there at the end. It's a par 4. All these holes from here on out, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, are all par 4s that just go back and forth, back and forth. So you can birdie these holes, but they're a little bit more difficult. You got to get off the box well. Now, hole 16 is a par 4. It goes up the big tree here. You got to go around that tree, and if you look down there, you can kind of see the sand and the green down there. So I'm like right out there, so I think I might be able to get on in 2. This is hole 16. Hole 17 is very much like 15 and 16. It's just pretty much straight, par 4. This one dogs down slightly to the left down there. Green's not real big, sand on the right. So you got to be gentle or you'll overshoot the green. The tee box back up there for 18, and it's just very much like 15, 16, and 17. This one doglegs slightly to the right. We're down here on the green now, and I'm about ready to putt. I'm 9 over. If I can make that putt there, I just made a nice long putt on 17 to keep my par, so I could be 9 over. But if I'm 10 over, it's no big deal. This is that's the clubhouse back there, and the parking lot adjoining that. So it's a nice little municipal. Horton Smith. It's right in the middle of, or southwest corner of Springfield. It's very reasonably priced, easy to walk. So I highly recommend Horton Smith to anybody that is in the Springfield area.